So I've skipped a little bit ahead since the last video, but it's very simple. It's just the extruded hand. It's another version I've been playing around with. So I've extruded the hand and I've then bent the fingers a bit and moved them just so that they're separate when we're sculpting, and I have subdivided it. So the simplest way of moving the fingers is click the fingertip face, then you just press Control plus, that gets the faces around it, and plus, and just move and rotate them just so they feel a little bit around, moved around a bit. Now there is a few faces there that look like they're going in a little bit. That's okay, we can sculpt in. Then when I have a kind of enough faces and stuff, I scaled it up. Now when you scale it up, this is an issue I've had, and just to make sure everyone else doesn't have the same issue, in object mode, when you scale it up, so I'm going to scale it up, so S, and just scale it up, you see in the scale here, this has to go back to 1 object mode. Select the object, Control A, and then you just press scale, brings it back to 1. Okay. So with clay strips, which is number 3, I'm going to just start adding some clay here, the root of the thumb, and then add some clay to the palm as well. There's a fold there in between, so this is where kind of the fat or the thickness of the hand is. I make sure I have Dynotopo on, okay, and symmetry lock off. So the closer in I go, the more detail I can give. So just build up the thickness of the hand. It's alright to fill in that a little bit, but we do want to define it one from the other. And the thumb itself is going to thicken up on this side, and we might scrape back and smooth back the other side, just so it doesn't look too weird. So just to fill in there, the hand I found has been the easiest thing to model yet, just because I can look at my own hand right in front of me while I'm doing it. So thicken up all that, all feeds into the wrist. So all the side as well. Don't worry about making it too smooth. Smooth it out afterwards, just get the initial shape right. Shape and the thickness even. So thicken up these fingers. What I like doing is thickening and just leaving them gaps where the folds are going to be. They're going to be in man's hands because, like I said, I'm using my own hands. Thicken in there. Handiest thing for these little areas is just the smooth button. Smooth button fills and gives you that little bit of space there, and the fingertips as well to stop this square. I'm going to just smooth them out for now, and like I said, go back at them, add in or take away. So just with the clay strips again, add in to the side of the fingers, smooth the top a bit more, they look more like fingertips. What you're looking for is just to lose that square shape and get the thickness right. So again, just where that jelly is in the hands, smooth in here, see where it comes in and out. It's easier to smooth than add clay strips to these parts, simply because if you are touching off the other finger, it just smooths it. If you add clay strips, you're adding clay strips to a random place. So add some clay strip here, here, and I'm not worried about that fold, the top fold in the finger yet, because it's a bit smaller than the other one. the first one. So add clay strips there, add clay strips there, and smooth out the tip of the finger, smoothing out just in between fingers again, smoothing out in between the fingers. Might do that from this side too. So all this side needs to be added to as well, so smooth out that tip of the finger as well. Add clay strip here. Now, because the dyno topo is on, just be conscientious that depending on how much you zoom in is the detail of the clay strip. It can be very bulky. Now I'm going to smooth this first just to get rid of this, and just add just so there's no funny shapes going on. Fill in any hollows that you don't necessarily need yet, and you got that pendant there. Maybe a little bit more detail than. Okay guys, just because the video got very long, I'm just going to go over what I have. I just added some knuckles there with clay strips, filled out the fingers, smoothed it all out with a big brush, and just tapped on smooth on each side, trying to leave those little grooves in there and keep the jelly in the hand there. So what I'm going to do next video hopefully is just try and do a bit of detail on the palm of the hand, the back of the hand, and maybe just one of the fingers or the thumb. Try and keep these short. So this is one I did. This one I did before. The back of the hand is good. Fingers, I really like this small finger, the tendon in it. The thumb, I try to do a bit of the knuckle on the thumb. Maybe it's a bit too much, might need to be smoothed out, be gentler. But the palm of the hand I like there. The veins just at the veins there at the wrist, and the fingers. Not as good as the one I'm doing at the moment. The proportions, maybe the fingers are a bit short, the thumb's a bit small, but just an example of what's to come. Okay, this is the last of this video. I hope to have another one up